Oh, hey, Starch. I've been reading up on our YouTube metrics, and I've learned a lot.
What, dare say, did you learn?
That I can't make jack diddly shadaloo out of the metrics reporting.
Yeah, no offense, but I'd be shocked if you or anyone else could.
None taken. But despite this setback, I am still dedicated to getting our metrics and etceteras up.
You mean like putting out new content on a regular basis?
Oh, that's funny.
Whoa, sorry, I got the sillies there. So, what are you considering?
Not mere consideration. I've been protractive and acted on my impulses. What we need is wacky side characters!
Jim, we're swimming in wacky side characters. Our last riff had more of them than us in it.
Yeah, they don't count. This is the kind of hot mess I'm talking about. Say hello to our newest wacky side character, Dr. Jim Sano!
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Sorry, Dr. Jim Sano. Guess you starchable D. Rangoon! Safe home to you too!
We can't just add heaps of predictable one-note side characters to bury our shortcomings, Jim. We're not disenchanted.
I thought I was adding value and stalling off a sequel, like Street Fighter 2.
I've had to fumigate for Cousins Oliver once already, and it was not pleasant. At any rate, we both know what's going to help us most is top-quality video production.
Is that the funny thing again? Oh, you're on fire today. But it's a fair point well made. And along that vector, I think I got something that'll help. Let's see,
I like it. I'm not sure what it is, but it's got, why do I want to say mouthfeel?
Oh, yeah. And speaking of things to do with your mouth...
Coronet, we're going to teach you Pinhead something, damn it!
What part of the house is the vocabulary? Should I get green-treated lumber? How deep a foundation do I dig?
Oh, John D. Bohr. Good, not prophetic at all.
However, your committee will continue to investigate and hopes to present
articles
a
of
definite
impeachment
recommendation at next month's meeting of the Civic Association.
Thank you, Mr. Hanson.
And tell your kids, bop for me.
I want to talk about,
sex, baby.
I think we need a playground here on the west side.
Oh, this is the prequel to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Because we need a place for our boys and girls to play.
You know, chilling out, maxing and relaxing, all cool.
But he lacks the vocabulary to express it. Finding the exact words to fit your ideas is one of the first steps in building your vocabulary. People can be interested in new ideas when those ideas are expressed in well-selected words.
Or with well-placed explosives.
This use of exact words to communicate your ideas applies to written words as much as to spoken words.
And if this is news to you, you probably don't read too good anyhows.
Hi, Dad. Would you be interested in...
I know.
What's the
Large
matter?
decanter, no glass.
Nothing.
Something go wrong at the meeting?
Yes,
The stains.
I sort of made a...
Puddle.
What's on your mind, son?
Did you
I
have
thought
me
might
when you
like
were
to read
40?
my term paper before I hand it in tomorrow.
Well, yes, of course. Our public parks, monuments, or playgrounds. Huh?
Stop scanning my brain!
Much of the juvenile delinquency in our community can be traced to our lack of public playgrounds.
Yeah,
and our
teenagers
lack
are
of
real
a
big
planned
on swing sets.
recreational program. We are not without our public parks. But they
Yeah,
are
I wrote it, Dad.
landscape
You don't.
monuments,
You can
rather
read
than
silently.
playgrounds planned
Can you
for the
read
direction
silently?
Of youthful energy
God.
into character-building channels. Why, Pete, you express your ideas very well.
But could you add more stammering and
this isn't the way you
confusion?
talk, is it?
Well, that depends. But you see, this is a term paper, and, well, as I understand it, when you're talking or writing, you use words that fit the occasion.
Like using very
here,
small words when
The
talking to
words
you.
use, they sound good, and they seem to be the right words to say what you mean.
A concept so crazy it
that's what
just
Where
might
did you learn
work.
all those words?
Well, you see, I keep a vocabulary notebook,
I keep
It's a
it
good
near
way
me
to
at all
learn new
times in
words
case
to
of
increase your
vocab
vocabulary.
emergencies.
so you can express your ideas better. Whenever I come across a new word, reading or listening to someone, I write it down.
You know, some
Later,
kids
I put
have
it in this
friends,
notebook.
son.
Let's see.
I write down the pronunciation and the definitions of each word, and then some synonyms. But then, of course, I try using the word.
Then a gate
Using the word
opens and
correctly a
something
few times
slithers
is
out
what
to
really
feed.
fixes it in your vocabulary. And a good working vocabulary helps you to be more explicit.
Well, you certainly surprise me with your vocabulary.
I never knew there were so
Yes,
many words for my
indeed.
dinky.
Be more explicit.
Prelude to a restraining order.
So Mr. Willis began a vocabulary notebook in a business-like way.
Man,
First, he
Netflix changed a
considered
lot in
the
their adaptation of
context in which
Death
the
Note.
word was used.
Now, where did I hear that? From Mary.
When we
She
met,
was
I
talking
was
about
sure out to
redecorating
lunch.
this room.
Dear, I think we ought to put a valance over the window. It would make it more dramatic.
Especially if it was on
Do you think
fire.
a valance would be effective?
Valance must be some kind of decoration.
If I'd asked
Do I
her,
have
she'd have
to
taken it
bother
as
with all
weakness
these
and raked at
special
my soft
words?
underbelly.
Maybe I'd better. I certainly want to have a say in how the house is decorated.
But Mary said in no uncertain terms that
Valance.
won't fly.
Short curtain as the valance over the top of a window. The valance would look good up there.
He's gonna drop valance into
Maybe
every
this
conversation
will
for
help me
weeks.
understand what Mary's
Sheriff's
talking
gonna find
about.
him hanging from one. No witnesses.
Valance had only a single meaning. Other words, like vacillate, have many meanings.
Luckily,
The only
nobody
way
ever
to tell
uses
which
that
meaning
word
is
for any of
intended
them, so it
is
can
from
be
the
safely
context in which
ignored.
it is used.
Synonyms: fluctuate, waver, oscillate, Wait a minute.
I could be in the
Too
bathroom
many
with my
words.
Playboys now.
Mean nearly the same thing, but still they're different. Nobody can learn all those words. I'm going to bed.
Ah, a student of the Donald Trump School of Projective Ignorance.
But next morning, Mr. Willis found he couldn't escape unfamiliar words
What
when his
with
wife
being a
called.
bone-deep dullard.
John,
Yes, dear.
will you stop at the library and get me that anthology of plays?
All right, dear.
Must protect
Anthology.
underbelly.
Why does everybody in this family use these fancy words?
Yikes!
In the morning newspaper,
Mayor
he found
demands
words
larger
that looked
fonts or
familiar
people
enough,
die.
Yet when he studied them, their meanings weren't explicit.
He hasn't understood his wife for years. The
Even in
sex
his
had
work,
better be
he began
amazing.
to be aware that he used words that he could not define precisely.
That it is not feasible to allocate necessary production facilities. Feasible. Allocate.
We sure he's not a homunculus granted life 3 weeks ago?
Excuse me, Mr. Willis.
What you
There's a
talking
gentleman here
about?
from the ABC Printing Company. He wants to discuss their new electrotyping process with variable type fonts. I'll tell him you're busy to come back later.
She hops in her car and gets out of town, thus saving her life.
Allocate.
Anthology.
Feasible. Ultimatum.
3 days later, he's gunned down by the Gotham Mint security, a word gun gripped in his beady fingers.
Explicit. You know, Dad, explicit.
Okay, who
A
slipped
good
in the gay
working
porno audio
vocabulary
track?
helps you to be more explicit.
Well, I guess I need this. Anthology.
That was hours ago, you
anthology of
improbably
modern
moronic
plays.
ham hock.
This is the book Mary wanted. Oh, so that's what an anthology is. A collection.
No
Now,
wonder
what
the
else
fish
came
died
of
when
my
I
trip
put them
to
in
the
one.
library?
Each of us has certain interests which we need to share with others.
This is
If
why
we know the
DeviantArt
special
exists.
vocabulary, we will understand what people are talking about, and other people will understand us.
Huh?
This book will help Mr. Willis have a say in the decoration of his home.
The Cuckold's Guide to Pleading.
This book on the fundamentals of printing will help him in the conduct of his business.
This lukewarm pot roast was an office manager, while now you need 6 bachelor's
on
degree to
special
work a
interest
night
subjects
stock at the
Help
Dollar
us
Tree for
build the
minimum
vocabulary
wage.
we need to talk the language of others.
And that's not the only language I'm going to talk.
Soon I will
At the
commune
next
telepathically
meeting of
with
the
the
Civic
Zargons of
Association,
Gamma
I'm
5
going
and
to
ascend into
sell
the
my
undying
idea,
light, pure
or
and
my
eternal.
name isn't Willis.
The chair recognizes Mr. Willis.
Strap in, folks. This
Mr.
is gonna
Chairman?
get stupid.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You are all my hostages.
for many years now, our city council has wavered between a policy of no parks and beautiful but useless parks.
I propose a park where we
time
clone
has come.
dinosaurs.
To present the council with an ultimatum.
My God, look at that
ultimatum.
man's ass.
Demanding
If only I had known what sweet treasures he had
Yes,
hidden
people
from me all
can
these
be
years.
interested in new ideas
Oh, he
when
will be
those
mine
ideas
one
are
day.
expressed clearly and effectively. Increased knowledge of words has enabled Mr. Willis to think through his ideas more logically and to present them more effectively to an appreciative audience.
Unfortunately, he still has the problem
We
with
will
that
show them
smell.
that it is feasible. That the city budget is nothing more or less than a plan for spending our money. A plan which can and must be adapted to meet our needs.
Frankenstein John
Words
Mulaney
that
is
we choose
intrigued.
carefully to say what we mean, choose for the audience and the occasion, help us gain support for our ideas. And not only in speaking. Effective use of words helps us think and write more forcefully and
So
with
when the
more
police
interest when
release
we
your
prepare
manifesto,
term
all
papers
will
and
truly
other school
understand why you
assignments.
needed to create that human centipede.
Command of words helps us contribute to debates and discussions.
Unless
We
you're on
communicate
Twitter,
more
then it's
quickly and more
animated GIFs
effectively.
all the way down.
Being skilled in the use of words aids us in selling ourselves when we look for jobs.
Failing that,
Whenever
have a
we're
rich
around
white dad.
people, a good vocabulary helps us say what we mean and understand what others mean. Pete has developed his skill in communication through words.
But deep
Just
in
as
his
Mr.
caged
Willis
soul,
has.
he longs to express
Just
his
as you
ideas
can.
to dance.
By being alert to words. By using words that say exactly what you mean.
So instead of
By
economic
building your
anxiety,
vocabulary.
say racism.
To see that program carried out, then we can achieve our goal by going before the council and making our demands explicit.
The resulting confrontation led to a declaration of war on the Galactic Republic.
Coronet Instructional Films. We're praying no one's actually as stupid as we think you are.
Then we discover Soapy's illegal dogfighting ring, and at the season finale we reveal that the Mr. Willis we've been following is in fact his son Pete, broken and remade into his father's image by the march of time.
You lost me at the whole Chevrolet Empire thing.
The Oldsmobile wizard betrayed them before joining Willis's team of problem solvers.
I get that, but betwixt and be Kit Kat, the two of us, we got a disturbing number of nostalgic hobbies. Why choose the educational shorts as the foundation of this thought exercise?
Because all the good things to base playfully cynical nostalgia deconstructions on have already been taken. 60s to 70s Hanna-Barbera, Back to the Future, Duran Duran album covers, all taken.
What about 80s fantasy cartoons?
Son of Zorn.
You know, I had successfully forgotten that exists.
Sorry.
60s Spies?
Archer.
Never got around to watching that. Trucker movies?
Also Archer.
Detective Noir?
Still Archer.
Legends of the Gold Monkey starring Jeff McKay.
How are you getting these in season order?
Brain Flash. Playfully cynical nostalgia deconstruction of playfully cynical nostalgia deconstructions.
That's so crazy it just might work.
really should have seen that coming.
Yeah, considering you can usually see William Street jokes coming a mile away. Well, at least our own shtick is waiting for us now that we're back.
Indeed. But for now, I think I'm going to catch up on a little TV. Archie, you say?
Damn it, Pam, we've got no views. RiffTrax is hogging all the good shorts, and you spilled cocaine all over my extremely difficult to clean pelt of yellow fur.
Nobody can learn all those words. I'm going to bed.
I cannot do with any more education, Jeeves. I was full up years ago.
Hey, Pipples! Did you like that bit of nonsense? Well then, why don't you click like, and subscribe, and press that bell, or whatever YouTube wants you to do?
You can also do us a big solid by joining our Patreon, where you'll get to join us for live streams, get early access to the newest videos, and other such things.
Geek Vision.
Oh, hey, Starch! I've been reading up on our Mewtubes. Mewtube is a very different thing.
God, this one is, again, just baffling. Like a crowbar.
We got a disturbing number of nostalgic? They are very musty. We got a disturbing number of nostalgic hobbies. Ugh.
We can't just dump 2 scoops of predictable one-note side characters in to bury our shortcomings. We're not disadvantaged. Disadvantaged? Well, yeah, we are quite disadvantaged.
Frankenstein John Mulaney is Brain Flash! Playfully cynical nostalgia destruction of playfully cynical nostalgia destruction.
So when the police release your manifesto, all will truly understand what you need. We're doing great today.
Oh, yeah.
At any rate, we both know what's going to help us most is this top quality video production, huh? Yeah, that starts at home.
And along that vector, I think I got something that'll help. Okay. Ow! Toe!